WVTM 13 News begins with breaking news.
Casey, did you kill Vicky White?
Was it worth it?
A late-night arraignment in Lauderdale County. Accused murderer and escapee Casey White arriving just about 8 minutes ago. Good evening, I'm Sherry Falk.
I'm Guy Rawlings. New video just released by the Vanderburgh County Sheriff's Office shows the moment Casey and Vicky were captured and arrested yesterday afternoon.
I'm gonna go for the gun first. Okay, I'm gonna go for the gun.
We'll show you more of this video just into the newsroom, including Casey White's arrest, in just a moment.
But first, we want to get out to Chip Scarborough. He's in Lauderdale County tonight, where Casey White is now in court for an arraignment. Chip.
Well, what an evening it has been here in Lauderdale County in North Alabama. We were first told that Casey White would arrive here at the courthouse about 10:15. He actually showed up about 9:50. Law enforcement escorted him out of the car right into that open doorway you see right over there. We want to pull up some video now. And you know, this has been about an 11-day saga. He escaped from the Lauderdale County Detention Facility back on April the 29th and was captured yesterday in Indiana and brought back here just a few hours ago. Gotten out of the car, gone up into the courtroom for his arraignment, his first court appearance here in Lauderdale County in Alabama. We will wait to find out more about what happens with that and bring that to you. But back out here live, we can tell you that this has been a very, very busy place tonight. Media from all across the country here covering this. Of course, there's just been widespread interest. WVTM 13 has been here throughout this, and we will keep you updated all the way to the end. For now, live in Lauderdale County in North Alabama, Chip Scarborough, WVTM 13.
Chip, thanks. Now back to that new video of the White's arrest. This is Vicky being pulled from the car seconds after she allegedly shot herself in the head.
When law enforcement approached the car, she still had the gun in her hand. They safely took the gun away, then pulled her out of the car.
At the time, she was still breathing. She later died at the hospital.
As you can see there, Casey was dragged out of the vehicle. Investigators say law enforcement literally smashed their getaway car into a ditch. You can see it there. Casey is then brought over in handcuffs and sat on the ground in front of that patrol car.
All of this happened because an officer noticed the suspect's vehicle at a hotel while he was patrolling. Law enforcement set up surveillance. When Vicky and Casey White left, the chase was on.
In pursuit. The suspects from Alabama.
Law enforcement didn't know it at the time, but they were extremely lucky the suspects were pushed into a ditch. Had that not happened, the Vanderburgh County Sheriff says the Whites planned a shootout with law enforcement.
Sometimes people may call that unnecessary action, but that action may have saved many of my deputies and fellow law enforcement officers' lives. I want to bring my people home, and I don't care about the fugitives' lives if it protects my people's lives.
Inside the car, thousands of dollars in cash and several guns. The two had been staying at a hotel in Evansville for a week. At this hour, the motive for Vicky White is still unclear.
Casey White has a checkered criminal history. At the time of his escape, he was serving 75 years for attempted murder and robbery. He was also awaiting trial for 2 counts of capital murder. The Lauderdale County Sheriff vowing Casey will never get out again.
He will stay in handcuffs and shackles while he's in that cell. If he wants to sue me for violating his civil rights, so be it. He's not getting out of this jail again.
And keep in mind, Casey still faces those capital murder charges. He was indicted in 2020.
A plea hearing is set in that case June 9th. If a deal is not reached, the trial will begin a few days later.
And more breaking news tonight in Washington, D.C. The House approving $40 billion in aid for Ukraine. That's more than President Biden initially requested. The money will replenish Ukrainian weapons and give economic assistance to the country.
A showdown set in Washington tomorrow. Front and center, codifying Roe versus Wade. Just over a week ago, Politico released a draft opinion from the Supreme Court. It shows justices were possibly considering overturning the landmark 1973 ruling, giving women control over their reproductive rights. The measure in the Senate is likely to fail. Democrats simply don't have enough votes for it to pass.
Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, long a pro-choice advocate, says taking away a woman's right to choose should be out of bounds for an elected official.
If this abominable decision becomes law, women will lose their freedom in so many ways. A giant step backward in the United States, where expanding freedom has always been our goal and our aspiration.
Most Republicans believe abortion should not be decided at the federal level.
I think the sentiment in my conference is for this issue to be dealt with at the state level if we are in fact confronted with a final Supreme Court decision that throws this issue back into democratic processes.
In the week since the leak, protests, both pro-choice and pro-life, have been popping up nationwide, the latest happening outside the homes of Supreme Court justices. And this protest outside Justice Samuel Alito's home in Virginia. He was the author of the leaked Supreme Court draft decision. The protests triggered a bipartisan bill to immediately increase security for Supreme Court justices and their families. It passed the Senate unanimously.
It is an attempt to replace the rule of law with the rule of mobs.
Violence, threats, and intimidation have no place in political discourse.
The Supreme Court decision is not expected until June or July. And as we've told you, if justices overturn Roe v. Wade, trigger laws would be enacted in 13 states. In Alabama, one of the strictest abortion laws in the nation would go into effect. It bans just about all abortions. The only exception is if the mother's life is at risk. There is no exception for rape or incest.
Some folks in Trussville not happy about a plan to bring hundreds of new homes to the city. Those who oppose the idea say the Glendale Farms at Carrington Development would only be supported by a 2-lane road. On top of that, the schools are already full.
You know, obviously the school issue is a big issue. Our school has a need, and it is the driver of this community. So if this project passes, we'll obviously move forward with the proposed site. If it doesn't pass, I think the council and the school board has a job to do in determining and locating some land for our next elementary school because it's needed.
The city council will have the final say on the project. A vote is set for May 19th.
Tonight, we could be seeing the impact of a recent GOP Senate debate. In recent weeks, Mike Durant held a slight lead in the Republican Senate primary. And now it appears that Katie Britt may be in the lead. A new Alabama Daily News and Gray Television poll shows Britt with 32% support from likely Republican voters. That's up 4% from the same poll taken 2 months ago. Interestingly, Durant has slipped to third in the latest poll, with Mo Brooks leapfrogging him to second. Here's the full field. Lily Bodie, Carla Dupriest, and Jake Schaefer are also vying for your vote on May 24th. The winner of the Republican primary will face one of 3 Democrats in the fall general election.
New tonight, the Vestavia Hills School District responding to a lawsuit filed by a Pizitz middle school teacher. Samantha Balch says her contract was not renewed because she questioned school officials over COVID protocols. The district now responding, denying it did anything wrong. In addition, the Vestavia Hills School District says all actions were in good faith. Tomorrow, a Demopolis woman will be sentenced for killing her child. Brianna Williams reported her 5-year-old daughter Taylor missing back in 2019. Investigators later found her body in rural Marengo County. The former Navy petty officer pleaded guilty earlier this year. Williams is charged with aggravated child abuse, child neglect, and lying to police.
Happening right now, police in Tuscaloosa investigating a mass shooting at a Haycourt Apartments complex. 5 people were hit last night around 11. One of them is critical right now. The 4 others should be okay. At this hour, no arrests have been made. Also happening right now, Homewood police need your help identifying these 3 men. We're told they used a stolen credit card to make $2,000 in purchases at the Galleria. This all happened May 2nd. If you recognize any of these men, contact police. All right, Guy, it looked like gas prices were going down. Now, all of a sudden, they've shot right back up in the last week.
Yeah, just ahead of the summer travel season. Nationally, the average gallon runs about $4.34 a gallon, a record high. Here in Alabama, things aren't much better. In the last week, prices are up by more than 20 cents a gallon. While the current price isn't a record, it's not too far off, and something we could unfortunately reach in the coming days. Well, tonight we're hearing President Biden's plan to address a record 8.5% inflation. He says it's his top domestic priority. The president hopes to make prescriptions cheaper, lower energy costs, and shrink the deficit. His plan calls for corporations to help foot the bill.
My plan is already in motion. I led the world and other countries to join with us to coordinate the largest release of oil from our stockpiles of all the countries in history, 240 million barrels to boost global supply.
The president understands a lot of this won't happen without bipartisan support or a supermajority, which he does not have. There is an innovation bill to shore up the supply chain, which could get votes from both sides. Demolition plans moving forward to transform the former Caraway Hospital property.
We told you about the developer's plans last night at 10. The STAR project will create affordable housing, retail, and restaurants. 11 of the 14 structures on the 50-acre site will come down, but all of the parking decks and 3 former hospital buildings will be repurposed.
That's reusing the primary hospital property where the STAR is currently. That will be attainable housing. That's one of the first things being brought back.
Well, the city council could give final approval to the demolition deal by next week. Work would then begin May 23rd.